Hello everybody, it's Mr. Mulvihill here. Um, it's Monday, hope you guys had a good weekend. We're gonna get back after it today. Hopefully get some Google Meets going this week. But let's tackle today, or just learn two new vocabulary words today. They're very simple. You may have heard them before. So this is what we need to get down in our notes on a separate sheet of paper. The first word is called domain. And what domain means, and when we're talking about functions, that's where the unit we're in, it means all the possible input values. All the possible input values. Remember, input values, the input is just your x. And then the range is the other vocabulary word we need to know. And range means, well, the other one. All the possible output values. And we remember that output is really just our y. All right? So we'll tackle a couple questions here, and then you guys should be good to go. So this says, state the domain and range for the relations below. Then decide if they are functions. So if we look up here at our definition for domain, it's all the possible input values, and input are x. So here's our input over here. And so if we want to list some numbers in the domain, it's all these numbers. So we got, let's see here, we got 8, 9, 10, 13. And what we do for the notation of it, math is all about notation. That's like the symbols of math. We put these squiggly brackets around it. And that means we're talking about this set right here. And then the output values, well, those are the ones in the y. So right here are output, and that's the range. So all of these numbers, -1, -3, and 5. That's it, really. Just writing down the domain are all the x numbers, all the input numbers, and the range is all of the y values. All right. So here for if we're looking at number 2 here, the domain of this is just all the x numbers or the input values. X numbers come first in ordered pairs, so we got -1, 0, -2, and 10. Now here is the thing though that we want to do. We could list them, but we kind of want to list them in order. So I'm going to switch out, I'm going to erase this, and I'm just going to put the numbers in order from smallest to largest. So -2, -1, 0, 10. I guess that's one little trick to it. And then for range, we're going to do the same thing. Put these squiggly lines, and we have 5, 5, 4, and 8. So we're going to go 4, 5, and we don't have to write 5 a second time. Just write it once. There's 8. There's the range. All right, go ahead and try that table. Pause the video, try the table for domain and range. All right, the domain here, if we're going in order, is -1, 7, and 8. We don't have to write that 8 twice. And the range is 0, 3, 6, 8. Oh, you know what? And it looks like we forgot to say whether these are functions or not. So this first one, if we go back over here, this one is a function. Each input only goes to one output. This one also is a function, because the x's don't repeat. Here, it's not a function. You have these x's repeating. That's the problem, so it's not a function there. All right, this one right here, domain and range. How do we do this for my graph? Well, I would probably just write the points out. This one is 3, 5. This one is 0, 3. This one is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 4. This one is 6, -1. And this one is 3, -4. All these different ways to represent functions. We're representing this one with a graph. So the domain here will be all the x numbers. So we got 0, we got 3, we got 3 again, we got 6, and we got 10. Squiggly bracket. And then for the range, it's all the y numbers, so all these numbers here. So that's going to be -4, -1, 3, 4, 5, right? And there's our domain and range. Now, again, if we want to find is this a function or not a function, we can use the vertical line test with our pencil. And I already see, though, if I put a pencil right here, I'm going to be hitting 2 points. I'm going to be hitting this point and this point at the same time. So if you're ever hitting 2 points, remember that that's not a function using the vertical line test. All right, last one here. Let's see, we got ordered pairs, and we're going to be asked to make a mapping diagram, a table, and points on the graph from these ordered pairs. So the mapping diagram, remember these look like this kind of. So we can just fill it in. 4, I'm going through our ordered pairs. Here are x's. 4, 0, 7, -3, -7, 1. And our y's that go with it are 9, -2. You don't have to write that -2 twice. 1, 3, 5. So here we go. 4 to 9. 0 to -2, 7 to -2, -3 to 1, -7 to 3, 1 to 5. There's our mapping diagram, inputs, outputs. Our table, that's going to be pretty simple. 4, 9, 0, -2, just looking at the ordered pairs here. 7, -2, -3, 1, -7, 3, and 1, 5. Points on the graph here. Let's go ahead and do it. So we're going to put 4, 9 on the graph. That's going to be right there. 0, -2 will be right there. 7, -2 will be right there. -3, 1 will be right here. -7, 3 will be right there. And 1, 5 will be right there. All right, so that's the same function represented by a mapping diagram. That's the one way. Second way by a table. Third way by ordered pairs. Fourth way by points on a graph. And let's see, we got the domain and range question here. So the domain, all the x numbers. So if we look at, you could look at any of them, but I'm going to just look at the table here. We got -7. We got -3. We got 0. We got 1. We got 4. And we got 7. And the range, all the y values, all the output values. We got -2, I don't have to repeat it. 1, 3, 5, 9. And then finally, if we look, is this a function or not? It is. The x's don't repeat. All right, so there's our work for today. Rewind that video if you need some help on the assignment, but you should be good to go. And have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.